In this video, I'm going to be sharing the top 5 happiness habits and how they're so small yet can have such a massive impact in our lives. And by the end of this video, you'll have 5 simple things that you can do today in less than 5 minutes that can have a positive impact over the course of your life. In the description of this video, there's a free how to start your next semester strong. So if you're a college student, go ahead and check that out. So the first habit is to write down a couple of things that you're grateful for, 3 things. And we can either do this in the morning or at night, but regardless of what time that we do this, what it does is it causes our mind, as soon as we write those 3 things down, whether that's like, hey, I'm grateful to have access to a computer, I'm grateful that I can write, I'm grateful that I can read. As soon as we start to cultivate that habit, one of the flows that I've seen from doing this in my own life is that it tends to create this dialogue internally to be looking for other things that we can be grateful for in our lives, and it has a domino effect where it just creates this good. The second one is to focus on something positive that happened in the last 24 hours and write about it for 2 minutes. Now, this is something that's actually really cool in that what it's causing us to do is, once again, to focus on something that is working, something that we have done well. I know for me, and I think for most people, it can be really easy to focus on what one thing maybe didn't go so well in a day. And so by choosing to consciously focus on, hey, what did work in the last 24 hours? What worked really well? It can start to remind us and keep us more balanced between those two places. And then the third habit is to meditate daily for a few minutes. Now, this can be this was one that has been both really challenging but so helpful for me. I started doing yoga back in the beginning of the pandemic, and I was terrible at it at the beginning. Still don't feel I'm great at it, but I'm at least decent at this point. But what I would find is that specifically after doing yoga and doing some stretching or doing some strengthening, that there would then be this ability to either just lay on the floor or sit cross-legged and breathe. And it started being able to give me greater focus and to be more present in other areas of my life. I started to realize, because so often inside of yoga there is this focus on being present where we are, it started to have small impacts in other areas of my life where I would notice, like, oh, I'm on my phone, or I'm like mentally not present. And taking the time to simply breathe and actually be here, be where we are right now, that makes such a difference. And I realized that so often in my life I am not present. And so by choosing to breathe and meditate and be really present, even just for 2 minutes, it causes me to be really present, or more present, in every other area of my life as well. The fourth thing that we can do is to send either an email or a text or a DM to someone who we're grateful for. And I've shared this concept before on the channel called FBI, Feeling Behavior Impact, but it's a really simple structure that made saying I'm grateful to someone really practical and duplicatable and repeatable. And so basically what it is, really quickly, is feeling is how do you feel about them? So if you're saying you're grateful for someone or you appreciate them in some way, that can be the feeling, is, hey, I feel so grateful for you because. And then the behavior is saying specifically what was the behavior that they chose to do that then ultimately had an impact on you. And so you point out, hey, what was that behavior? We got to hang out for an hour, whatever it was. And then the impact is what happened internally. What was the impact of that behavior on you? I felt the impact was I felt really loved or cared for. And so that small thing of feeling behavior impact and then sharing that with someone, that has a much greater value to most people than just sending a text, hey, I'm grateful for you. Like, that's still cool. And it can be more targeted and even potentially more impactful if we use that structure. And the last habit that is really important is to do 15 minutes of some form of cardio or movement on a daily basis. This can be as simple as taking a walk. This can be doing a 15-minute yoga video or even 3 minutes, but it's doing something to get our bodies moving. As much as we love to watch videos and be on Zoom, that our body is not created to do that. We're meant to move and to do things. And so by creating a habit of some small amount of movement over time, that conditions us. And also, I would encourage you, if you can do that outside, there's also so much science of backing up being outside, being in the sunlight, being in nature, that those have some really profound positive effects. So if we can stack that and do something that's outside as well and get some natural sunlight, that is a incredible gift for our body and for our sleep cycle as well. So those are the things. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, journal for 2 minutes about a positive experience, meditate for a few minutes, write someone an email, text, or DM about how you're grateful for them, and get 15 minutes of cardio in every day. If this was helpful, please go ahead and leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe to this channel for so much more content for young adults who want to develop character now.